Right, good morning ladies and gentlemen. What I have here has just been delivered from Germany. It's the Mini SW. So basically it's an enclosed atomizer which reminds me of the RDA basically makeup. As you can see there's an air hole and it's quite nice and petite. There's a nice feel grip to the bottom of the base here. The 510 connection is actually machined onto the base, so there's less chance of it actually breaking. And you'll notice there's also no gap like most 510 connectors that the drip or any of the material can actually get down to your PV. So any leakage, if it was to occur, would either mean it's coming from the edge here or the top of your drip tip. It comes with a standard 510 black plastic drip tip, which is by the by. What I'm going to do is, as you can see there's a nice big hole for putting juices in. You can't exactly miss that hole. If you do, I suggest buying a barrel and putting a coil in it. But anyway, as you can see, there's no room for error there for getting the juice down to the bottom of the atomizer. It's quite clear at the bottom of it. And what I'm doing is I'm putting a standard stainless steel drip tip. So I shall undo it. Screw threads are very nice and slick. There's no licks needed. As you can see, there's a tiny little O-ring at the base there to help any juice getting through and leaking. I'm assuming that if it did and it was becoming an issue, I would actually slightly change it for a bigger one, but that at the moment we don't know. There's also a line you can see there at the top. Now I'm not sure whether that means you can actually take that apart to clean it. I don't know, I haven't tried. Are you putting a Stanley knife blade and trying to wiggle it slightly loose? Because looking at the picture on the website, it does show there's no thread here, so it might just pop off. Anyway, there's a positive and negative pins, and I can tell you ladies and gentlemen, they are small. I'm not kidding you. Here's a 5p piece, and we all know these things are quite small. Look at that. This thing is minute. To actually have a play with the coils and whatever, I did have to use a precision screwdriver. I mean, these things are quite small, and as I put it in there, the thread just about fits on the cross. So these will need careful attention when you're actually coiling. So what I'll do now is I've just put some in earlier just to make sure it was firing, because whatever. So what I should do is I should prime the coil, and I should put some in the well, because the wick at the bottom of the well is actually at the bottom of the there's quite a long wick with this. So apart from going through the two posts where the coil is, they're actually doing it like the RDA, tucking it down around the side, so any juice that gets down will suck up the actual wick and go to the coil. So I should just put it on my PV. I had an earlier mistake of all my pins seem to be pushed down the bottom. Anyway, I'll just clock it onto an adapter, and as you can see, it's going quite nicely. Now this is 3 ohms as I worked it out, so what I should do, I should knock it up to about 4.3. Now, so as you can see now there, we're starting to get a bit more vapour production. I reckon I can actually drop it up to, I'm doing about 4.9 now, so there you can see, look, there's plenty of vapour going here, let's see. Now I should drop the cap on, screw it up, and I'll give it a vape. Oh, bloody hell, Christ. Oh, it's nice and warm. Oh dear, that's lovely. Even with that air hole, it's a lovely sweet draw. It's not tight, it's not airy, it's just right. And the flavour, cool, blimey, the flavour is really nice. It's like using a normal 306 drip tip. As you can see here, it's all enclosed, as you can see. God blimey, that's lovely. So as you can see, there's air coming off it through the hole, and this baby, look at that. Now I think even though it's coming out as a drip tip, I think you can get away with initially putting quite a bit of juice down the bottom of the well there. But what I will do is I will use it as it was intended, as a drip tip. So what I shall do is I shall put some juice and clonk it all the way down. There we go, that should do it. I'm assuming that any time you get near or close to a dry burn, you've obviously got to fill it up. So I'm assuming the idea is to keep this baby wet. So, I'll tell you what, I'll give it to the Germans. This is a nice little bit of kit. It's 23 quid delivered. Go to the website. There's even a picture on the website that actually shows the internal workings of the posts, so you can see how they've actually built this thing. I am really chuffed with it. I am surprised that it's as good as it is. I'm real chuffed. Throw hits nice, but the flavouring, oh, this caramel toffee is absolutely wonderful. Sorry guys, I'm just gonna. Like I said, I've got this at 4.9 volts because I mean I was looking on the German reviews on YouTube, and they were saying it was about 2.5, 2.6, 2.7. I've just done it on my multimeter, and it came out at 3 volts. I mean, if you look at the actual coil when you buy it, there are a lot of windings, so there is room for improvement. You can go to low res, 3 or 4 coils, and see how it goes. The idea, because it's rebuildable, you can actually try and test this thing out with different variations. Oh, well chuffed with it. Well chuffed. Cool, yeah. Sorry guys, momentary lapse of reason where I get into a bit of pleasure. I may even get a couple of these actually because they're quite nice, and I don't have to mess around with flavours too much because I'm assuming that it'll wash quite well as easy, because at the end of the day you are just putting warm water down the end there, and cool, bloody fire like a bugger. Yes, it's very nice, but let's say be careful of the pins. They are very, very small, almost watch type, and the posts are quite thin as well, so you'll have to be careful while you're wicking. But yes, it's a very nice piece of kit. I am quite impressed with it. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, the Mini SW, courtesy of our friends across the water. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys anon. Peace out.